Netflix working to expand its budding video game service.
Included with every Netflix subscription is Netflix Games.
Netflix.
They varyingly describe their greatest enemy, this is their own quote, as sleep.
They recognize that video games is a serious threat to their streaming empire.
But what happens when Netflix wants to get into like a AAA game?
I know what you're thinking. Netflix makes games? But don't worry. Let's take a dramatic breath and I'll get you caught up. Okay, let's do this one last time. This is Netflix, the streaming service we all know, and for the last 10 years, it's been entertaining 230 million subscribers. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. They ripped off Mr. Beast.
So without further ado, green light.
Canceled all your favorite hits. Turned a blind eye to where they got this sound. And every week they add new content again and again and again. And they did this. Yeah. They don't really talk about that. Look, they're on phones, TVs, computers, and probably the occasional toaster. They love getting your attention, so no matter how much money they lose, they will always find a way to make more content. Because the only thing capable of stealing every single second of your attention is, and has always been... Wait, Fortnite? Yeah, Fortnite. And to explain it better, I got just the guy. See, Netflix doesn't want to compete with HBO, Disney, or Amazon anymore because their goal is taking your time. And games don't just take minutes, they take hours. Look, the average player plays 6 to 10 hours of Fortnite a week, so... If history's told us anything, it's that creating a successful gaming platform is basically impossible. So how on earth could Netflix even pull this off when all of these guys have been at it for over 20 years? Well, it turns out that Netflix has a secret formula to dominate the video game market. And I got my hands on it, but it's weird, there's like a billion steps, and it's incredibly boring. So, I came up with a way to simplify it, but first, we're gonna need to take a drive. So come on, let's take the Lambo that YouTube paid for, shall we?
I don't make money on YouTube, you big goof. I drive a Civic like everyone else. You see, when Microsoft and Sony joined the video game space, they went in guns blazing. They launched a console with big budget, first-party games, which is just fancy talk for they made them internally. The Xbox had Halo, Nintendo had Mario, PlayStation had, Actually, I don't think PlayStation launched with anything. But Netflix has this secret formula, and to find out more, we gotta go to my local wall store.
I can tell you my problems, I can tell you my sins, I can tell you my problems. I'm uncomfortable in my skin, I'm uncomfortable with my ends, I'm uncomfortable with my friends, I
bought a baby.
I'm uncomfortable with my friends.
And no matter how awkward you think it was, I assure you, it was 1,000 times worse. But look, this isn't any old baby. This is Baby Willem.
Hello, my dear.
And he represents Netflix games with a now simplified 3-step process to take over gaming. So let's go back to formula.
Back to formula.
Step 1, before this baby can run, it's gotta crawl. All right, ladies and gentle geese, let's do this one last time. This is Netflix Games, a streaming service that has mobile games and for the last year or so has been extremely busy.
Costs are down, revenues are up, and our stock has never been higher.
They made some gains, spent money on other games everyone already played, gave them away, spent some more, maybe a little too much.
What?
Made some weird tie-in games. Do people actually want this? Then like 2 years passed, blah, 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 nobody cares, they had no downloads, the media shamed them for trying, and no one even knew they existed. But they handled it like a pro.
But you can't do this to me.
Because you know what? No matter how much money they lose, they always find a way to make more content. Look, you can pull up Netflix from any phone or tablet today, and boom, all these games are yours to download. But what's really surprising is that these aren't your everyday mobile games, because a typical mobile game is designed to keep you hooked and siphon every cent from your bank account. I'm looking at you, Candy Crush, you sick son of a... But look, that really wouldn't make much sense because Netflix already has your monthly subscription. So the games they've invested in so far seem to actually be high quality. Sure, there's a few weirdo games here or there, but overall, they're definitely building some credibility. Netflix is gripping that mobile baseball bat, and surprisingly, they're knocking it out the park. You gotta focus, because while you were looking at the B story, Netflix Games started walking. Okay gang, you know the drill. This is Netflix Games. They're a mobile game studio, but for the last 2-ish years, they've been secretly building big budget games. Yeah, you guys are gonna wanna know the rest. They bought some games, built some teams, made some more games, posted some jobs, then a lot of jobs. Felt generally pretty good about their platform.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Except for this, I still think it's a weird choice. So now they make all types of games, mobile games, big budget games, and they're building for PC to avoid being labeled a sad mobile game company that no one respects. But then one day things got a little crazy. And I mean, really crazy.
There's only one who can stop us.
Because they poached the creative director of Microsoft's biggest gaming franchise.
Bingo.
Literally, they did that. Netflix is moving to big budget games, and they're serious. If competitors didn't know what Netflix Games was before, well, they do now. Snappy and cutting edge is how I describe big budget games, which means Netflix Games is building something akin to a Spider-Man, a Zelda, or a Gears of War.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
But the only way they could get games like that to run on apps like these is with cloud streaming. For those of you who don't know, streaming games on the cloud is basically the same thing as watching your favorite TV show or movie on Netflix today.
You're pathetically predictable.
The only difference is you actually have to send your controller inputs to Netflix before it can send the video back. But if you have a really slow or unstable internet connection, that can lead to a really rough experience when playing the game, which I gotta say, nobody really wants for these types of games. It'd be like eating the best steak in town after somebody else already chewed it for you. Yeah, sure, some sickos want that, but definitely not all of us.
That had to hold you for a while.
Imagine playing Spider-Man, Halo, Zelda, or something like Peppa Pig from the cloud.
Oh goody, you're here!
You know, that last one's probably okay. But the rest? No way, Jose. Even the smallest latency would disrupt the experience, which is why Netflix is building games for the PC. And guys, that's a way bigger deal than you might think, because it means Netflix doesn't care where you play. It doesn't care how you play. It means they want to win, and competitors are going to want to act fast. If Netflix isn't careful, their competitors could give them a lot of trouble.
Somebody there?
One wrong move.
I don't understand.
It's bye-bye, baby.
But you can't do this to me. You know how much I sacrificed?
But what if I told you Netflix has something that most don't? That they have a trump card to keep them alive even after Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo struck. Can you guess? Money.
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Okay, ladies and gentle geese, let's do this one last time, shall we? This is the future of Netflix games. They're a gaming platform, and for as long as they're still liquid, they'll want to make the greatest games. I think you can figure out the rest. They built a 230 million subscriber base from ad-free content, which is only 14,375 times more than what I need to defeat my Canadian nemesis Timothy J. Horton in subscribers and bring me one step closer to my ultimate goal of becoming Canada's greatest creator. They got credibility by delivering high-quality mobile games, test their reception with zero marketing, invested in bigger games, poached their competitors' best guys.
Did you think it was coincidence?
And when they feel worried it just won't work out, like no one will play their games because they're a giant streaming company unfit for the video game space, they remember that gamers always drop their principles the second a great game comes along. Sorry, but it's low-key kind of true, NGL, as the youths say. Look, they never thought they'd be a game company, but then Fortnite became a thing, so now they are. Turns out anyone could just buy their way to the top, except Google, I guess. God, that was just embarrassing, wasn't it? But the message here is that you can too, for the low fee of $1 billion. And if you didn't know that before, well, I hope you do now. Because this is Netflix Games. No matter how much money they lose, they will always find a way to make more content. Netflix is going to do whatever it can to get eyes off of Fortnite and then back onto their service. But remember, Fortnite runs on phones, consoles, PCs, the cloud. Heck, maybe it even runs on your toaster. And if it does, let's toast to that. Get it? So, how can Netflix possibly compete if they only release their big budget games on PC and they can't use the cloud? And even if they did release their big budget games on other devices like Xbox or PlayStation, how would they even know their competitors would play fair? I mean, it's not like they stole their talent or anything. But it's more complicated than that. Ugh. Because Netflix isn't just an entertainment company, it's more so a tech company. And tech companies love data. And when it comes to data, Netflix is so far beyond Microsoft, Sony, and definitely Nintendo in how to use it.
Gods don't have to choose.
You see, Netflix uses data to make 1 billion decisions, and it does so without you even knowing. When you log into Netflix to watch a TV show or movie, you're seeing a bunch of thumbnails that have been perfectly curated for your region, for your gender, and your algorithm. They know everything about you and they're doing everything they can to make sure that you click to watch their videos and stay as long as humanly possible. Now, when it comes to Microsoft and Sony, their stores or even their subscriptions do none of this. They show you the game's box art, some details, and the price. Whereas Netflix curates the list according to their algorithm. It's gonna study how much you play, when you play, who you play with, and slowly fine-tune their games backed with data to support higher retention.
And it's only the beginning.
Which is why I believe after everything we learned today, Netflix will have no choice but to launch the next video game console. And I know, it sounds crazy, but the answer has been in front of us this entire time. Because no matter how much money they lose, they will always find a way to make more content.
Are you in or are you out?
Snap out of it, because Netflix has a secret move that these guys think is completely impossible. You see, Netflix has the tech to allow anyone to play every single video game in the world for free. No subscriptions, no nothing, absolutely free. So you're gonna wanna watch this video to see exactly how. Keep it cute.